do you want, Steph? 7.
7, yeah, I'll go for 7. Yeah. Okay, so this is an idea for Advent, which we did last year in Advent in our school. Obviously, about a year ago, SNSC was really high on the agenda, as it still is. So I set up some prayer stations for Advent. We are very fortunate to have a chapel in our school because I teach at St Albans, a Catholic school. But you could do this in any situation, in adapt a classroom or a hall or a library or whatever. And basically it was just some areas in the chapel that I'd set up for different purposes. As you can see that from some of the quotes that the kids came out with at the end of the lesson, that they really, really enjoyed it. And they didn't feel that it was, you know, like over-religious. I thought they might think, oh, I'm bored because I've got to pray, or anything like that. This was done with Year 7s. So I just quickly whizzed through some of the stations that we had. We do have candles in our chapel, which is quite good, and we have a safe stand for lighting them on. So that was a really good one to think about Jesus coming as the light of the world in Advent. And I got them to then write a prayer after they'd lit their candle to say about why we needed God to come into this world and the things that needed to be put right in the world. And there's just a few of the examples there. A second station was the big question tree, which was just writing it on a really rough bit of cardboard and just hanging it onto a tree. It's just got that drapey thing over it because I was worried about people poking their eyes out. And there's just a couple of the examples of the prayers that they get there. And some of them really, you know, sort of hit you in the heart when you see things like, why did you let my sister get cancer? And some interesting ones of, where do selfish prayers go? I don't know. Be thankful. And a lot of them said, I never say thank you for things really, so this is quite good. So that was an interesting one. Being sorry, I found some really old school slates and got some chalk, and they really like doing that. I like thinking about the mistakes we made and rubbing them off the board like you're making a fresh start. Letting go. This was a popular one. It was just very simple to set up, just a box with a hole in it and some rough pieces of paper, just for them to write down anything that they are worried about. And they especially said that it helped them to let go of their worries, which I was over all of these stations, I was absolutely gobsmacked at the reaction that the kids were coming up with. I didn't think that they would get so much out of it, and I was so pleased I'd done it. Stop the traffic. We decided to have a station that was outward looking, and because it was Advent we focused on children that are captured and made to work as slaves on chocolate farms in Africa, and we made paper chains as a sort of a sign that they were in slavery. And there were some of the comments that they wrote on their paper chains. The Be Still station was very popular, and it was just a gazebo with a cloth over it, and they could just sit in there. We have a picture of Holman Hunt's Light of the World, if you know that picture, in the chapel. There it is, and it was just a chance to sit there and look at it and think about what it meant to them. Praying for the world. Obviously, lots of newspaper articles around, and I like the way they said, I actually opened my eyes to realise more about what's going on around me. I love this one. Dear the non-existent, solve world hunger, I dare you. Prayer window. Obviously, we have beautiful stained glass windows in ours, and so they were able to write prayers. And I said, as it's Advent, just think about God's light in the world, and think about God's light shining through the window onto your prayer. And again, some of the prayers really, got me. And this is my colleague, Mrs. Gilson, and she is an amazing teacher. Mirrors, they really liked the mirror station where you could just sit. They had lots of encouraging quotes on there about what God thinks of them, and just to look in the mirror and to think about how God sees them and not how they see themselves. And again, that had very good response. Forgiveness stones. They love water and mess. All they had to do was write on the stone the thing that they wanted to say sorry for to someone else, and to drop it in the water. And when the water washed the washable felt tip off, then as a sign that they could forgive the other person. And the bubble lamp, just to watch the bubbles going up and like the prayers going up to God. And all those ideas I got from prayerspacesinschools.com. And I've just made a booklet as well of some of their other comments as well, if you want to have a look at it afterwards. Thank you.
Brilliant.